Okay, so today I want to look at our grappling stance. I just want to go over our fundamentals, kind of positioning so that we can move properly and stay balanced throughout those movements. Okay, generally in grappling, our strong hand and our strong leg goes in front. A lot of times though, because grappling athletes tend to do other sports, sometimes you will see kind of someone who has boxed before have a left leg lead because they've heard that you should put your strong hand in the back. But generally with grappling, you have your strong hand and strong leg in the front. Okay, so I really like a wide stance. It gives me the ability to have good balance and to kind of react to both sides properly. Okay, and as I get older and a little slower, it's really important that I'm able to react to both sides and not kind of move slowly behind. So I want to make sure that my feet are good and wide apart and generally outside of my knees, which coincidentally are outside of my hips. If my feet were closer, my knees would be over top of my feet and my hips would be over top of my knees. And I don't really want that. I want to go wider. Okay, and I really want to make sure that when I squat, I kind of squat in the center, but I don't bring my hands inside of my legs. My shoulder goes over my knee and over my toe. My head is up and my butt is down. My hands generally stay relaxed and stay in front of my lead leg because that's generally the leg they try to attack first. Looking at this stance from the side, everything's the same from the front. Feet are wide, feet are outside of my knees, outside of my hips. Okay, next, I want to make sure that my toe, this will start to get me a little too elongated. So I really want to stay close to that square position, maybe toe to your heel, toe to the instep. Not square, because square I don't tend to move well and resist well. So a little bit of a stagger. My shoulder goes over that knee, over that toe, and I'm really bending at the hips. I'm not bending at my head and straightening my legs. I'm not pushing my knees forward and bending. My knees stay over my toes. I'm squatting down. Shoulder over, head up, butt not up, butt down. Okay, next we're gonna talk about moving. And we're just gonna take a couple steps right, a couple steps left, forward and backwards. The general rule, whatever direction I'm moving, that foot moves first. So if I'm going this way, this foot would move first. If I'm going this way, this foot would move first. This way, that foot. This way, that foot. So the general idea is that foot moves first, and that's so that I don't bring my feet too close together from the initial step. Now it's important that if I'm moving to the right and I take that step, then my back step is a short, choppy step, not too long of a step. So I'm trying to stay as close to this position as I can the whole time. What tends to happen is people want to take a step and then take a big step, and now my hips are on top of my knees and I don't have a lot of balance and a lot of strength, and a lot of times I end up getting taken down by just kind of getting pushed over or tripped up. So I want to kind of cut those out with movements. Moving to my left, this foot will move first. Everything else stays the same. Head up, short steps, moving forward, making sure I'm keeping this. I don't leave that step too much and I bring it back. Good, moving backwards, this foot. I also want to talk about circling. So circling is the big one, and it's about that back leg not trailing too much. It's okay to get a little elongated in our stance wide, but not okay to bring our feet too close together. So when we circle, we really want to think about the point we're circling to. And I really like a spiral as opposed to circle. Circle, you stay the same distance away from the center. A spiral gets closer to that center mark, and that's kind of what we want in wrestling. So same difference. I'm circling to my right and in. That foot steps first, and the back foot's a small step. Circle back, same deal. And again, it's okay for my stance to get a little wide here because I'm still strong and I can move. What I can't afford is to get it's hard to even kind of balance there without it. Okay, we're gonna talk about our first couple movements that we have to defend our legs. So anytime someone goes to attack our legs, there's something in wrestling we refer to as down block. And I really wanted you to have it in kind of in your movements. And so the way I would do it is I would move all directions, make sure I can move directions first, right? And then I'm gonna get on the movement. So the first one is down block. I put the hand in front of the leg that they are reaching towards. I shift my weight to the other leg and I move that leg out of the way and put it back. They were shooting to this leg, hand would touch, weight would shift, down block. Down block from the side, hand would touch, head down, hand down, shift weight, move foot. Good, same thing on this side, hand down, head goes down, move foot. We can add a little bit of movement onto our down block. So we down block and turn. It's never a good idea to stay on the tracks in any combat sport. So if I can, I want to make angles and get off the line. So down block and turn. Same thing, hand down, shift weight, except for this time, I turn. Make sure that I get off that track and create a good angle. Same thing on the other side, down block, turn. Okay, so our next movement is sprawl. And we'll have a couple versions of sprawls, of course, right? So both hands go down, my head goes up, legs go back, hips straight down and almost forward. My laces are on the ground, my head's high, my chest is high. And I'm really relaxing, trying to make my hip pockets touch the ground if I can. Feet as wide as I can get them. Then I'm gonna pop back off my hands to my stance. I'm not jumping backwards. My hips are dropping forward, kind of dropping into my opponent. So my hands go down and my hips drop, boom. Hips in, head up, chest up. Now we look at the sprawl from the side. Just check where my head is, my hips are, my feet are wide. So hands go down, heads up, hips go down, feet are wide, hips in, head up. Back to my stance. Now let's add a little movement to it. So we're gonna sprawl and we're gonna circle up. Again, sprawling and popping back up, man, you're staying on those train tracks. I wanna get off those train tracks and make an angle. So same deal, hands down, head up, sprawl. And now I'm gonna pop up, hands wide, feet wide position we've worked on. And I'm gonna circle. Small movements with my hands, full circle, back to my stance. Hands down, sprawl, boom. Hands wide, feet wide. Kind of head up. And all I'm gonna do is short, choppy steps and circle, 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 circle. The last one on the list will be your knee over toe shot. While I think that grappling and fighting, we actually don't have to go to our knee as much. Obviously for wrestling, because they're such lower stances, that's why they're going to their knee. But anyways, it's good for your mobility, good for your core strength, a little bit of everything. Okay, so the first version of knee over toe we're going to look at is where you stay down. It's a little more of a stretch and it helps you learn the mechanics of bringing your hips under your head, pushing your knee to the ground and stepping up. So on my knees, I'm gonna step up, really big step, heel. I use my hamstring to pull myself forward. I drag that back knee, hips under head. Then I'm gonna step up, same thing. Pull with my hamstring, my foot hits. I pull myself forward, my hips stay under, my chest stays big, and I step up. Okay, from the other angle, and we're gonna talk about, so this back trail leg, you're gonna find that you'll burn your toe, okay? So what I wanna make sure of, and you can see this back foot, is as I go, I don't wanna relax it and forget it's there and drag it behind like it's a dead animal, okay? I wanna bring it with me. I keep my toe, look, I'm never dragging my toe. Never dragging my toe. Bring my hips, pull myself, not like this. Ready, and I step. Knee over toe, one time from the front. I'm trying to keep everything in a line, big step. And I can even go a little further. Imagine you're reaching for a leg. I grab a leg. I wouldn't pull my elbows out, I pull everything in. And as I pull myself to that leg, and then I'll step up. Okay, so same thing, I'm in a good wrestling stance. This time to take my shot, I'm gonna do what we'll refer to as a drop step. And it's just gonna help us get from our stance to our knee over toe shot. So good stance, we're gonna drop step. I'm just dropping that foot back, kind of cheating it in and lowering my level with my head up. From here, I'm gonna drive off my back leg, take a step, hips, stay under my head, push my knee to the ground. My hips are under my head, chest is big, stepping up, boom. From here, back to my stance. Good stance, I'm bringing in cheat drop step, boom. Big step, stay low, push my hips under my head. Knee touches the ground, step up, step wide, back to my stance. One time from the front. So good stance, and I'm really bringing this in so I can lower my level. Now I can push, drive, push that hips under, knee to the ground, head stays up, eyes up, chest up, step up, wide to a stance. Okay, so that was your stance fundamentals and movement drills. I've watched students put these drills in that don't have a lot of wrestling experience or practice, and they just started implementing these drills and they were able to put it right into their game. So give it a shot, let us know what you think about it, and I'll see you guys on the mats next time.